All right. This is Ben. This is Bluegill Digital Marketing, and this is the Authority Accelerator. Um, Real quick, some housekeeping first. Okay. This is Ben, Bluegill Digital Marketing, and this is the Authority Accelerator. And this is for kitchen and bath remodeling folks only. Now, I'm going to come out with subsequent niches, but the reality is this is going to be pretty much the same for any home service business. So just follow along. This is what's going to create trust, authority, and it's going to generate fans, an audience in your local service areas. So, first thing is SEO. Is it worth it? Right? SEO up until recently was very important. If you were in the the three pack or the map pack, whatever you wanted to call it. It used to be a big thing. Getting traffic. The problem is getting traffic and getting conversions is two different things. I can get a whole bunch of traffic based on being seen at the top three and getting some kind of, I don't know, trust, if you will, from being at the top. But here's the reality: a lot of if you're in sales, you know this. A lot of those people who are coming through those top three spots are tire kickers. They're price conscious. They don't really have an idea what the project should cost. So when they do talk to you, or you do go out to their house to give them an estimate, it's almost a waste of time. Either the scope of work they were expecting is not realistic to them, or they just have no clue what they're looking at. Let me pause this for just 1 second. All right, a little cat distraction there. Okay, so now SEO, things have changed with the algorithm, and there's way more, like, so not now AI. So the first thing, no matter what you search for, you're going to have the AI overview in Google. You're going to have video. You're going to have like all these different kinds of things that come up at the top. So it's harder and harder to get seen, even if you're in the top three in the map pack, because the map pack isn't exactly the first thing that's going to show up. It's going to be the AI overview, and it may be other things as well. It all kind of depends on what the query is and the tone of it. If it's asked in a question or what, usually a video might come up. If Google says the best answer to this query is going to be like a how-to video, right? So you'll see video come up first. So SEO, as it's important, is not as important. And I'm going to get into reasons why for this specific reason for your niche and what you're doing for home service business is not as important. Now, is it worth it? I don't know. It depends on what you're paying an agency to do with it. And it also depends on, are you using discounts as your hooks? So yeah, you're being seen, but how are you getting attention? How are you getting the call as opposed to the other two people in the map pack, right? Um, it's usually discounts and coupons and percentages off, and you're just killing your margin. So in that regard, I don't think it's worth it. So number one, kind of to carry on from the previous slide, is it takes time. SEO, um, unless you're buying your way to the top, it does take time. And even if you get your website, because of backlinks and reviews and all kinds of other indicators for Google, if you get your website to the top, it's still only them being able to see you. That doesn't mean they're going to understand what your services are, and how you're different from everybody else. It's just like seeing a billboard. It doesn't really, I mean, other than being seen and getting your phone called, it doesn't do much for you. It doesn't qualify your customer. It doesn't do any of that. So you're paying for your position, but it doesn't necessarily translate into dollars and cents, or good dollars and cents. A lot of these people that are either tire kickers, or people who are the lowest common denominator, where they're going for the cheapest price. And as anyone in sales, and like especially in home businesses, understands this, it's always the person who pays the least, who got you on, like, three different drops and discounts and coupons to get the sale. They're always the most trouble. They're never happy. They have the most questions, all that. So those are typically the things that you see as you're just getting people from seeing you on Google at the top page. Um, so here, piggybacking on that, problem number two, it only gets you seen. There's no differentiation. Yeah, you're being seen, and that's why I say usually to get a, their hook is typically a coupon, a giveaway, a markdown, something like that, where you're basically giving away margin. You don't want to do that, and that's I was just basically problem number three is it costs you discounts and margin, and that's not what you're in business for. You're in business because you provide a great service to people and you do great work. Who the hell wants to give away money? Second thing, Facebook ads with an agency. Um, it can be fantastic. Some agencies are really good at what they do. They're really dialed into audiences. Um, but I'm going to use a generalization here, just because I know the industry. Generally speaking, unless you're paying top dollar, you are paying for an agency that's running conversion ads to cold traffic. In other words, it's costly. And again, you're getting the same people who are looking at the top of Google and calling you just because they saw you. These are not going to be qualified leads. The other thing is, again, your hook is usually a discount, which is going to kill margin. And like I said, they're unqualified leads. Um, if you've ever seen lead ads where it's fill out this form for an estimate or whatever the case is, there's nothing worse than being the salesperson who gets a lead for a company to go out to do an in-home presentation maybe an hour away, and you go through everything and then you present the price and their eyes pop out of their head, and then you ask them, well, geez, what did you expect, what were you kind of budgeting for this project? And when your price is $50,000 and they say $10,000, you are a incredible distance apart, right? And you spent an hour driving out to their house. Yeah, you got a lead, and you can, and the discovery team or whoever the canvas, whoever it is that does the lead gathering, they can say, yeah, they got a lead, or the agency can say they got a lead for you, but they sent you out an hour away to somebody who had no concept of what that project was going to cost. That's big, especially if you're the salesperson, because A, it's going to piss the salesperson off. B, it's a waste of their time, and it's going to waste of your time and money, because if you're paying them for, you know, car allowance and gas and stuff like that, it just adds up. So what's the solution? So the solution is a video strategy that anyone can execute. It's a strategy that gets you seen weekly, which basically equates to social proof. Like if you're in your neighborhood and you see a plumbing truck, Joe's Plumbing, ABC Plumbing, whatever, and you see them multiple times, like over a course of a month or two, that says to you subconsciously, hey, these guys must be pretty good because they're constantly out here. They've got a lot of work. They're doing something right, right? So just being seen is social proof. Not necessarily seen on the first page of Google. That may be social proof to get you a call, but it's not social proof that's going to give you, in a grand scheme of things, the gravitas or the trust and authority. You also need. It's as a strategy that it nearly eliminates price objection. Um, and I'm going to go into how that works a little bit later. This is a strategy that positions you as the authority and differentiates you from the competition. Again, we're going to go into that in a minute. It's a strategy that it's a fraction of the cost for what you pay for other agencies or any agency for ads and SEO. And this is a strategy that creates a warm audience rather than the 51st dates cold traffic method. The 51st dates basically is, if you saw the movie, Drew Barrymore got in an accident and her memory kind of resets every night. So every morning she wakes up, it's a new day. She doesn't know anybody. She doesn't remember anything. It's the same thing with that kind of the conversion um, conversion ads to cold traffic, where the as soon as they don't see your ad anymore, you're nothing to them. Not done anything to be memorable. You're basically invisible. As soon as those ads stop, you're gone. It's over, and you have to just keep going the next day. Every day is a new day. You got to keep on putting your stuff out and over and over again, and it doesn't stick with people, and you're not memorable, and that's the basic gist of that. So how to execute that? This is a video strategy, easy, and if you're immediately saying to yourself, I don't want to do video, I don't like to be on camera, whatever the case may be, then definitely turn this video off now and go on to the next thing. Pay somebody to do ads for you. I wish you luck. But if you are willing to step out and be on video, this is what it is: 1 to 3 minute videos. You're going to call out to your audience and their pain. That's going to be kind of like your title or your hook. You're going to tell them what they're going to learn by watching you for 3 minutes. In other words, hey, this has been Bluegill Digital Marketing. If you're sick of paying thousands of dollars a month with and getting shitty leads, stick with me for the next 3 minutes. I'm going to show you exactly a new strategy that's going to help you get awareness, be seen monthly, social proof, and be trusted and be considered the authority in your local market. Just give me 3 minutes, something like that. That's a little long-winded, but you get the idea. So you're going to tell them what they're going to learn by watching you for the next 3 minutes. Then you're going to provide the value, whatever the solution is to the problem, the pain that you just touched on with title, and then you're going to give them a CTA, call to action, and that's going to be something light here, such as a like, or maybe some kind of a request for a comment. In other words, ask a question and ask for a comment, or give your take, your 2 cents in the comments. Because what you want to do is, if you can, is you want to get engagement. The more engagement, Facebook is going to see that your content is worth it, and it's going to push you out, and you're going to get better reach. Um, it's very simple. This is not something that's outrageously difficult to do, and I'm going to get into this in a second. So, starting with the calling out the pain, you've got a lot of cohorts or angles. In other words, let's say, for example, this is a roofing example. So, your video is not just going to be something broad. It can be someone whose insurance claim was denied, someone who's got a roof leak, someone who's missing shingles, someone who doesn't know how to file a claim, someone who doesn't know if they should file a claim, someone who just received their renewal and their insurance is dropping them for their roof coverage, or someone has a 15-year-old roof and their coverage changed. So these are all things that when you put that in as their title, it's going to say to them that you're speaking to them, and it's going to make them pay attention. Okay, such as Orlando owners, was your roof claim denied? So if I'm a homeowner in Orlando and I just filed an insurance claim and I got denied, this would speak to me. I'd be interested in watching it. So that's your first 3 seconds is your hook. You're calling out the pain. You're identifying who you're talking to, and you're touching on their pain. So the next thing is you're going to tell them what they're going to learn. This is where you're going to tell them that if they give you the 1 to 3 minutes, that you're going to show them exactly what to do. And not only that, you're going to insert a curiosity loop so that they'll watch to the end. So if you get the payoff, so it'd be stick around to get X, or find out the secret to Y, or whatever the case may be. Um, Leave a loop open, and that's key in getting them to watch more of your video. And I'm going to also touch on that in a second as well, getting them to watch your video. So the call to action. So these videos, and this is super important so you understand this. These videos are not intended to sell. And I'm going to repeat, they are not intended to sell. These are not conversion ads. So a good call to action would be like a like or follow or share. Again, if possible, ask a question on the content you just went over to get their take on it. Make sure they put it in the comments, get that engagement. Um, so you might be asking yourself, well, if it's not conversion and you're not trying to sell anything, so what's the point if there's no conversion? Isn't that a waste? And I'm glad you asked. So how does this make sense? So Facebook is kind enough to aggregate the data for you on who's watched, for how long, and a whole lot more. But the who watched and for how long is key for us. So this is an invisible list. In other words, you've built an audience of people who've viewed your video 25, 50, or 95% of the video for all your videos. And this is huge because this enables you to retarget that audience. That means that you can now retarget the audience that now knows you, they've seen you, they trust you, They consider you an authority because you've been providing value and answers, solutions for small problems that they have, right? They may not have been ready to buy or call you at that time, but now they are, right? This is how you overcome price objection, because when someone just finds your name on Google and you're offering 20% off for this month or whatever, or 20% off for a repair, they have nothing else to go on other than the price, the coupon, the discount. They don't know the nuance of what goes into your service. But when you are in video telling them, teaching them, showing them something they didn't know, and it could be something super small, that super small nugget could have really, closed the gap for them on something that was huge. Um, this is educating someone to the point where they're able to move forward and not be stuck in paralysis by analysis. Is I can't overstate this, how important it is and how much it they put you up on a pedestal in terms of trust and authority when it comes to making a decision. When you get a call from these people, it's not going to be a price thing. Will they possibly ask you for your best price? Maybe, but they're not going to beat you up over price like they would if you were one of the three in the map pack and you have nothing to offer other than 15% off versus the other guy's free inspection or whatever they're offering. So this is huge. So this is how. So I got kind of the theory and I gave you the pieces of it. I'm going to tell you exactly how to do it. Okay. So you're going to create your video title. I told you this is the problem that you're trying to solve. They need a problem solved. That's what your title is going to be. Um, you're going to record the video. Smartphones are just fine. The camera on a smartphone is fantastic. If you Audio is huge. So if you if you want to do like a demonstration video, like where you need your hands and you can't be holding the phone, get this is a let me find the other piece of this. This is a lavalier. Um, this is a cordless mic, wireless mic. So here's the piece that goes into your phone. It just plugs into the bottom of your phone like this, and it's going to Bluetooth receive your microphone, which will just go on your lapel or your shirt or whatever the case is. That way, you can put your phone on a tripod and you can be moving around and using your hands, and that way the audio is fantastic. That's what you want, is good audio. You don't want to be standing away from your phone and not being able to, like, wind, noise, and all the other kind of stuff is getting in the way. So the audio is huge. Smartphone is perfect. You don't need anything more than that. So then you're going to edit the video. Don't worry about getting it perfect. If you stammer, stutter, if you lose your train of thought, just start over. You might clap, something like that, to where when you're editing that you need to cut this part out, right? So you're going to use CapCut. CapCut is a super easy app that you can be used. It can be used on your phone or on the desktop. I like to use it on the phone because I'm recording the video on the phone, and it's just much easier because the video is already there in my camera roll, right? I just have to upload it to CapCut, add it to the timeline, and I can start editing. So there's basically two main things you're looking for. You're going to add for captions, which is you just add generate captions, which CapCut does automatically for you. And you're going to just scroll through your video timeline, just watch the video, and then you'll notice where you want the dead space or the mistakes that you made, and then just trim that part of the video out. It's super easy. Anyone, even the person who doesn't know how to do it, has never touched anything like a video editing software, can easily do this. Trust me, if I can do it, you can do it. Okay, then you're going to take the video, you're going to download it or upload it to Facebook. You're going to post it to Facebook. Um, put in a description, caption, whatever you want to call it, and that's pretty much it. Once you post it, you are, and here goes the big controversial statement. Oh my God, everyone freak out. Boost the post. You can run it through Ads Manager, but there's nothing wrong with boosting a post. You'll have any Facebook ads guru, whatever you want to call them, agency, they're going to say I'm an idiot, never use Boost, all this kind of stuff. That makes sense if you're running conversion ads and if you're running ads for like an e-com store or a brick and mortar or something. This is this is specifically to build an audience so people see you, know you, and trust you. And if you're doing this in a local geographic area, boosting is just fine. It's super easy. You're going to boost for views in your local service areas, wherever you perform services. And that's it. $5 a day. Here's the breakdown. You take the video, you post it Monday morning, first thing, 6 a.m., 7 a.m., whatever. Post it and then boost it. You're going to boost it for 5 days, Monday through Friday. Following Monday, you're going to repeat the process. Take your new video that you're going to do, post it to the Facebook page, boost it Monday through Friday, $5 a day. You're going to get thousands and thousands of views. What you're trying to get is people to view your video for 25 to 50% or more. That's your audience. That's your invisible audience. They may not be on an email list or anything like that, but it is just as valuable, okay? And a fraction of the cost. And you can, granted, you don't own the traffic. You're borrowing the traffic from Mark Zuckerberg, but who cares? Who cares? This is going to work perfectly. I'm telling you, nobody's, and here's the biggest reason why it will, because nobody is doing this. If you're on Google trying to compete for the first page of Google, it's cutthroat. It's, everyone's paying to try and prices are going up. And plus, even if you're able to get traffic from Google and you get people to come over to your website, all the browsers are having these, like Firefox, Google, now Chrome, iPhone did it, Apple, where they're destroying the cookies that your pixels, where the pixel's able to take their information, your visitors' information. And so that's becoming a lot less valuable now. Everyone's kind of getting on board with the whole privacy thing. They don't want people following. So that's a big problem. Your audiences are shrinking because the pixels cookies are getting destroyed. But video is first person. They If they're on the Facebook page and they view the video, that information is in Meta. That information is in Facebook. Period. You don't have to worry about a cookie being destroyed or layers between them getting to you and actually getting a conversation. You're talking about video is like one to one. It's right there. So um, once again, you're going to post on Monday, boost through Friday, Monday through Friday, 5 days, $5 a day. So for $100 a month, you can execute this. Now. I recommend doing just this for 3 months straight. Give give Facebook all the data, let it aggregate all the data, concentrate yourself on making better videos, test hooks, test titles, test your headlines, see what works, um, test how you're doing the video, what types of videos. Is it a talking head like this? Is it, you like a third person, someone else, following you? Is it you doing a demonstration? Is it a carousel video? Like, what is it that's actually working? So you want to make sure that you're improving. You got 3 months, 90 days to improve and master making video. And while you're doing that, Facebook is, like I said, is aggregating all that information, and that's when you'll start retargeting. If you just make 24 videos, that's 6 months of content for this one strategy. You can then recycle. In other words, you've now posted and boosted 24 videos in 6 months. You can now go back to the first post and reboost. You don't have to post anything else. You can just go back and reboost that first video that you did and just recycle the whole process. Just keep recycling. And if something new happens in your industry that you want to touch on, great, do a new video. But you don't have to, because as you go through in 6 months, you've got all new viewers, new people to your audience, new people in your geographical area that didn't see your ad the first time. That now you're getting fresh people seeing it again. This is huge. I can't state this seriously enough. This is a recycling um, strategy that once you have it in place, it's super easy to maintain, and then you will be inspired to do more videos and do them, literally weekly. So if you need help, email me, bluegilldigitalmarketing@gmail.com. If you want to just DM me on Facebook, I'm Bluegill Digital Marketing once again. And I hope this is helpful. This is literally a strategy that anyone can do, and I've literally given it to you. I haven't charged you anything. I could easily charge for this, but I've given it to you. Again, if you need help, go ahead and hit me up. I'm open to help. Obviously, there is a charge for that, but it's a minimal charge, and it's a fraction of what an agency would charge you for half of what they're going to give you for what I give you. Anyway, hopefully you're able to execute this. My name is Ben, and I hope to see you in the next video.